Welcome back. The commissioner of the National Women's Soccer League is out. Lisa Baird stepped down in response to sexual misconduct allegations against a former coach. Several players say Paul Riley harassed women on the team and even coerced one player into having sex with him. Executives at the North Carolina Courage team fired Riley after reports came to light. Riley denies the claims. Baird agreed to step down after she and various team leaders canceled several games scheduled for this weekend. In her resignation letter, she said her departure comes in response to the, quote, gravity of the last week. Joining me now to discuss all of this is Anthony Tall. He is CEO at Aspire Sports Group. Thanks for being here.
Hi, how are you?
I'm okay tonight. Thank you for joining us. So the commissioner resigned and the league has canceled all the matches this weekend. What's happening within the league right now in terms of the fallout and how it's actually communicating with its own players and the fans?
Well, it's a huge blow to have the commissioner have to step down. This is kind of new for the association with regard to any type of sexual misconduct, particularly considering that the commissioner was not alleged to have done anything wrong herself. But because of these allegations, because these allegations are so powerful and the time frame that they're happening in, you know, it could appear, it appears to a lot of the fans and to the league as if this could be some type of cover-up. So because of that, or because she delayed in responding, they had to make sure that she stepped down, and she kind of handled it gracefully. But it's shocking the whole league, and it's going to be a different league moving forward. We're going to see a lot of changes made with regard to how the coaches are monitored and their behavior, and making it a lot easier and making access a lot easier for more media and for players to initial complaints.
So for those of us not familiar with Coach Riley, tell us a little bit about him, his history.
Well, I'm not sure too much about his history with regard to any type of other allegations, but he has a pretty well-known reputation within the soccer league. He was well-known. He came up through the ranks and worked really hard, and it gained a lot of trust from a lot of the teams around the league, from a lot of the gyms around the league, and from the commissioner. And there's some players that will vouch for that he's been a straight up guy. But these allegations are so powerful that it's just too much to have him still around. But we don't know exactly what else is going to come out. I'm pretty sure there may be other allegations out there that the league knew about, or that hasn't been announced yet, which would also be another reason why the commissioner, she had to step down.
Yeah, a lot going on behind the scenes, clearly. What has been the reaction from players?
The players have been pretty silent about it. There's a couple of players who've taken stance. There hasn't been anyone to rush to his defense, which is another sign that there's an issue there. But the players at this time have been relatively quiet. A lot of the league is still in shock at the allegations, but more so at the fact that it had to take the commissioner out, and that the commissioner resigned so quickly with regard to these allegations. So the players are a little bit silent now, but I'm expecting to hear more voices in the near future.
And the Players Union, I thought this was interesting, actually cited mental health in its statement. Does this now signal, coupled with the USA Gymnastics scandal, does this now signal a new era in which mental and emotional well-being is front and center in athletics?
I think so. I think you're going to be seeing a lot of that. You're going to be seeing mental health with regard to athletes, starting with Michael Phelps, who put it on the media's first narrative, and now you've had, of course, like you just mentioned, with U.S. tennis, a lot of Olympic players. I think this is going to be the new forte, because a lot of these issues with mental health that a lot of these players have been dealing with for years, but because of their personalities, a lot of them are type A personalities, they haven't been able to confront them, or they've been afraid to admit they've been dealing with some type of mental health issues. But now it's become a lot easier, particularly with the big stars stepping out and saying, hey, it's okay to be not okay, according to Michael Phelps. And, I think one of the reasons that is cited in this is because, one of the reasons why there may not be as many reports is because it may be a mental health issue. They may have to feel as they have to perform, as opposed to make any complaints or have anything to do with bringing down the system. They feel like they have to be a part of it. So now you will see a lot more, I believe, mental health issues, and this is a great example of that.
Yeah, the pressure is so immense, I can't imagine. Well, Anthony, thank you for joining us tonight. Really appreciate having you.
Thank you.